Hello, ladies, and welcome back. This has been such a fantastic day. We are on speaker number 5 of the Redefining Her Success virtual summit with Dr. Anita M. Jackson and the executive team of Power Her Success Alliance. Again, I am Michele Modellas, one of the co-hosts for this week-long summit. And we are here, like I said, with speaker number 5 for the day with Dr. Patience Hemenway. She is so incredible. You are going to be like this in your camera. She has got wisdom beyond wisdom beyond wisdom. And I interviewed her previously several months back for my podcast, Voice of Vitality. And I tell you, I could talk to her for hours because the connection of what she talks about, of the mind, of the body, of the external, of the internal, how everything connects and how we get to thrive when we are operating fully in our best self. And so, again, welcome to today's interview, the last interview of today. Again, you are hearing from over 25 women who are sharing information on how you can live your best life. We're having real conversations, raw and real talk in some cases, and all of it is designed to help you redefine your success on your terms. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Dr. Patience to you. And Dr. Patience, just could you share with the viewers a little bit about what you do and how you impact and help women thrive?
Oh, thank you so much, Michele. Thank you so much. Yes, I did enjoy. And anytime we have an interaction, it's like chemistry keeps going on and we keep pouring into each other and supporting women around the world. So hi, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this week-long fantastic program being put together by the Alliance. We appreciate you all. So my name is Dr. Patience Hemenway. I support corporate women to overcome stress and anxiety through several modalities. And my tagline that I want you to remember is to smile, breathe, and stretch.
I just love your energy and I love your smile. And I'm telling you, the world lights up when you are in the room. So thank you so much for sharing today. You do work in a corporate setting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So,
As a corporate trainer, yep.
yes. And I know you make incredible impact on people. And so, speaking directly to those women that are in the corporate setting, how can you help them, or what information can you give to them to help them to um, just to avoid stress and burnout?
Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone listening at the sound of my voice was like, yes, yes. How do we do this? And I have the simple answer that I give, and it will surprise you. All I say is that focus on YOU. Focus on you. Because guess what? You are the center of the universe. I know you have heard from your childhood that the world doesn't revolve around you, stop it. But I, Dr. Patience, I guarantee this message that the world does revolve around you. So if you stop and you take care of yourself, everything else will fall in place. We live in an environment. So the environment has an impact on us. So you having an idea or knowledge about your environmental wellness is a key that, Michele, most women in the environment, in the workplace environment, do not think about. They
Right.
only think about the effects, but they are not assessing as to what are some key life areas that are in my work environment that I'm not considering. So I would like to share more about that, but I know you have questions for me.
No,
So
absolutely. That's what I wanted to get into because you have there's this tagline of, or, topic title of environmental wellness, right?
yes,
Or is that what you call
yes,
it? Okay. Ta
yes.
Describe that. What does that mean?
Okay, so I will start by sharing my story, if that's okay with
Yeah,
you viewers.
absolutely.
So we all, as I said, you go into an environment. Environment could be the marketplace, the street, but in this case, you go into the workplace. Your goal is to be, you were hired because you had the best talent out of all the people that were being interviewed, and you were given the opportunity to add your experience and your knowledge to make the company move from wherever they were to an exponential level. So you were very happy and excited and you wanted to do your job. However, remember, you are not the only person in there. It's a network of people that you need to connect with. So this is my story and I'm sharing it with you so you can take something out of it so it will help you along the way.
Well, I'm sure,
So what had happened
your
was
story is going to be similar to what other women have experienced or may experience in the future if they don't make some changes.
So in this work environment, I was hired as a corporate trainer. However, there were other people who were hired behind me or after me, and they didn't feel like I needed to be that person who gets the opportunity to do that. Number one mistake that I did was to hide my educational qualifications, because so if you are listening to me and you have done this before, you are doing it, invite you to recheck yourself, because it didn't help me, it did not serve me. I didn't disclose. I disclosed it during the interview of my educational qualification because you have to list everything.
Right.
However, when I went to the interview, the hiring managers were like, oh, there is no one here with all that. So if you can just keep it quiet and not tell anyone about it, that'll be okay. And I'm like, no problem. I'm not here to put my educational status on anyone's face, right? We're just there to work. So I said, okay. So when the new ones came on, they were bragging with their, I don't want to mention the levels of education they had, but they were bold enough to be putting it in everybody's faces, right? And when they asked me, Patience, what do you have? The mistake that I did was I said, oh, I'm just a mom with 2 kids and that's all. Why would I do that? At the time, Michelle, I was doing it just because of what I've been told during the interview, that keep it quiet so that everybody will be comfortable around you, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
that
another.
was what I was doing.
I talked about one of the lines in that Marianne Williamson poem, and you just rephrased part of it is dimming your light so that others don't feel inadequate around you. It's something to that effect. And that word just, I cannot stand that word just. Even if you are a mom, you're not just a mom. And there's nothing wrong with being a mom, and that's the thing that you do. But when you have other things going on, you get to let all parts of your life shine. And oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody asked you to minimize your brilliance.
And I accept it. You know, being asked to do something and you going along with it is 2 different things.
Yeah.
Yes. So what had happened was there was an opportunity for one person in the office to travel abroad and go to the parent company and then go train and then go study and come back and train. Of course, because I used my own mouth to say I'm just a mom. So everybody in the office thought, why would you allow her to go? She's not qualified. So that turned the environment into a toxic place. No joke. There were cliques. There were people were even mad at the manager for showing favoritism. And he's like, no, I'm not showing favoritism. I just don't want to tell you all that Patience has. So he had to literally just tell them what it was so that they can be quiet. And once that was revealed, now the enmity was to the next level, where information was being hoarded from me right now. When I train people, people come to the office. I train them, they go behind my back, tell the people that I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And all this was behind my back, to be honest. So I didn't know. I saw it. You know, sometimes you can feel things, but you don't have evidence to even go report that this is what happened. So I was going through stress, anxiety, and panic attacks. But anytime I told my boss, there was no concrete anything to show that this person is doing it. Thankfully, one trainee had enough. So she went behind me, over my head, went over my manager, and went to our director and told the director that A, B, C, and D have been bothering me since 5 weeks I've been here. Anytime Patience teaches me anything, they tell me. So it came back to me. I'm like, oh my God, someone is speaking for me. So in between all these things, I just want to share the part. I started feeling pressure in my chest anytime I walked into the workplace. When I drive into the driveway, my elbows give way, my knees give way, my stomach turns. I feel like I want to throw up, but nothing is coming. And then I feel like there is an elephant literally sitting right here and I cannot breathe.
Yeah.
But I tell myself that we will not be a statistics, because I saw where the indications were going. I kept telling myself every day, I even wrote it on my desk, I will not be a statistic, meaning I will not get kicked out of this place by some people, right?
Right.
But
Right.
you can say that, but if you're not doing what you need to do, you will still be feeling it. So I ended up going to the ER twice a week, sometimes more, because you can fake and try to do your best, but your body is not a robot. It is a
Right.
living thing that receives information
It speaks
and
very
processes
loud.
it.
It can speak very loud.
Yes.
And we don't want it to speak that loud where it gets that kind of attention, because we know that it's probably with what you're experiencing with chest pains and this nausea, anxiety from toxic people and environments that aren't changing. So go ahead. What happened? So when you went to ER so many times, then what happened?
Oh, the ER, of course, they do all the EKG and everything. They tell you clear. So I cannot even have a PTO because that thing said I'm good. So I have to go back to the environment again.
Gosh.
And I kept telling my manager with all this evidence and everything, and all they did was slap people on the wrist, like, we will not tolerate that in the workplace. Like, is that all you can say with all this evidence that I didn't even report it? My trainee came over you and over me and told you, and you're still gonna say, we're not gonna tolerate that.
Yeah.
So all that I'm trying to say is that learn from my mistake. Please speak up. If you want to let your light shine, let it shine fully in every area, just like Michelle said. So you want to do that. However, I want to stress on a few things that the body itself, again, doesn't lie. The body doesn't lie. Your mouth can lie, but it will not lie. Your body will not lie to you. So our senses, they perceive things in the environment. First of all, we were made to protect ourselves. So your system, your limbic brain, every part of you is that it's in survival mode. It's just there
Right.
to, hey, let's run or let's fight. Let's just be there ready, all on alert. However, when we go to the workplace, we're supposed to be calm and be able to be in the creative mode and be productive as much as you can. But if there is conflict going on between you trying to be calm and focused and productive and being in a toxic environment, it doesn't work.
Right.
So what is happening is that sometimes people also have memories of things that had happened to them already in the past. So you could be in a very good environment right now, but you could be having PTSD from a bad boss or
Yeah.
from a co-worker who is not present before. But when someone is trying to be nice to you, start remembering things and go like, I don't know what she's gonna turn into right now.
It's called
Or you
the
become
trigger
defensive.
memory. The trigger memory. So you have the actual memory from the event and then the trigger memory from the actual event. Yeah.
Right. The
So
hippocampus does that.
yeah, so I was also going to ask you, I know we talked in depth about this on the podcast, but uh that song long time ago when we were kids, the this thing is connected to the, the hip bone's connected to
Yeah.
the leg bone, all of the things connected to each other, and how
Yeah.
when one part is out of whack, how it just can
Mhm.
trigger this cycle of negative reaction in the body. So can you go into detail a little bit more? It might get a little bit technical or scientific, but keep it as, lay as possible for everybody.
I
Um,
will.
I'm sure that everybody could understand all levels of how you would describe it, but yeah, just
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
about that.
So
It's
so
fascinating.
what happens is, for most people, statistics shows that when you're going through anxiety or panic attack, you don't even know it because it doesn't have a name when it's happening. That's what happened for me. It was afterwards that I started realizing what happened. So I'm going to explain in a very simple manner so everyone can pick it up and you can explain it to your younger ones and older ones. Everyone needs to know so you can catch it when your co-worker or someone you care about is going through, you can help them out. So number one is that our senses, we have five senses, okay?
Mhm.
You have the eyes, the ears, the memory, you have your tongue, and then your touch. all these things pick up stimuli, okay? They pick them up.
Yep.
So things that you are seeing, things that you're hearing, some smell that will come to your memory, all those things could trigger you. So when that happens, it's all these sensory information receptors. So they take the information and then it goes to your brain. Okay, so check the eye out. It's from here, it goes into your brain. When it goes to your brain, it goes to the amygdala.
Yep.
It's a little office in there where it tells it that, hey, I'm perceiving a threat. I use the word perceive because sometimes it's not what it is, but it's how you pictured it.
Right.
So someone looked at you wrongly, or someone was just passing by, they didn't say hello, and you tend to interpret it in something else because of things that have happened to you already.
Mm-hmm.
So now the amygdala sends the message to your brain and then to the spine. Okay, the spine, it's like a circle with a tail, right? So your brain sends the information through your spine to an organ and tells the organ that, hey, we need to release chemicals to protect patients in this situation. Yeah. So let's say it's fear, okay? Fear is connected emotionally to the kidney. So let's say you are afraid of losing your job, or afraid that you are not good enough, you will not pass the exam or the interview, or you have an imposter syndrome. Little things like that can become big things over every day. You're having a little of it, 24 hours a day times 365 days. It adds up. So let's come back to the issue. You see something or hear something, messages sent from the amygdala. Amygdala tells the chemicals to be released, goes through your spine and finds your kidney. When it gets to your kidney, there is a gland on top of it called the adrenal gland. Mm-hmm. The message is sent to the adrenal gland, go like, hey, patient is afraid. Can you release something so she can fight off or run right now? And then it says, oh, okay, I got cortisol, I got cortisol, I have adrenaline. Like, okay, release adrenaline for now, let's do it. So adrenaline will get pumped into the bloodstream. What does that do? The blood pressure will go higher, and then it will start pumping faster into your heart. So from the kidney, blood will start pumping, but that blood is not regular. It has adrenaline and cortisol in it, okay? Mm-hmm. So it's being pumped to the heart at a faster rate. And it is pushing. What is it doing? It's trying to give strength to your arms and to your feet. It is taking energy and power from your digestive system. So that is where your stomach starts to turn and you start feeling that queasiness, because now all energy and blood has been redirected to your arm, so that in case you need to punch somebody, there is power in there. In case you need to use your feet to run, you could go. It is in two ways. Some people freeze when things like that happen and they are not able to move at all. So they just freeze and they don't know what to do in that moment. Mm-hmm. So this is just one example of how just what you see, hear, smell can trigger a message through the amygdala, send it to each part of your being. If it is anger, anger is connected to the liver, okay? So when you get angry a lot, always frustrated, very impatient, a message will be sent again from your brain to your liver and tell the liver, hey, liver, patient is very mad right now. We need to release something. Release some gallbladder into her belly. If you know anything about gallbladder, it is supposed to help with digestion. But when this is happening, it is overproducing what it's supposed to be doing. So it will go into your stomach lining, produce acids into it, and then you'll be having ulcers and other situations happening, and you will not realize, how did I get all this? It has been happening little by little by little. So it is a storage file. Go ahead.
I was going to just interject one thing, that a lot of times people will respond externally, but a lot of women, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of women will internalize everything. So when you have this anger and you have this fear that it's not being expressed in some sort of a way, healthy or not healthy, it stays suppressed. And would you say that that is actually double worse effect?
Oh,
I
yes,
can
it
tell
is
you for
double
me,
worse.
I ended up with kidney cancer because I was in a very fearful situation for many, many years in my marriage. And I have no doubt there's no blame game here. It's just that I didn't know
Yeah,
how to
to
navigate
express it.
and make
Wow.
the choices.
Thank, thank, thank you so much for sharing that practical life experience for
Yep.
someone to know that they are really, and there are resources that you can read more about what we're talking about. So you know that it's not being made up or just sharing fairy tales here.
Right.
Please learn to take care of yourself. And I like what you said because expressions, impressions not expressed lead to depression. I'll say that again. Impressions, like putting your thumb on something and you're not expressing it, will lead to depression because you leave a dent in there. And if every day you're leaving a little dent on your heart, a little dent on your liver, a little dent on your kidney, a little dent on your lungs, by
Yeah.
the end of the year, it will not be the way it was.
Right. Or
And
years.
even if we all
And then
know that cell division is, yeah, and we know that cell division always happens and it's happening. However, it will be producing the defect. This is the cell replicating itself. So
right.
if you are replicating from a rotten apple, you are not going to get a good apple.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's just think about that too.
This is so important because
So
I know we started out talking about in a job setting or in corporate when with Dr. Patience's experience that this could be in any type of a work related experience. It can be in a personal situation. We are talking today about redefining your lifestyle. And so when we talk about lifestyle, the all encompassing, not just, oh, am I going on vacation and that kind of a lifestyle, but every single day to day action and experience that we're creating and having is our lifestyle, and we get to choose. And if we don't, you mentioned resources. There are resources out there just a phone call away. And I mean, this is just, I like am like salivating on the inside with all of this information because number one, I know firsthand, I know firsthand of clients that I have, but how the external works on the internal, and then
yes.
what's on the inside comes to the outside. So it's just this reciprocal in and out, and at some
Yeah.
point we have to make sure that what's going in is healthy and what's coming out is healthy, and we have to really manage and navigate both ends.
Right.
So
That's
what
so true. And I
yeah.
like that. I like that you mentioned something about salivation. So it is important that you know that you have power over your mind.
Mhm.
Michelle, just put in a pen between your lips. It's a trigger to tell the brain that, hey, we are safe. And then you start salivating by just doing that. Put in a pencil or a pen between your lips.
Uh-huh.
What you're doing is you are smiling. I know you don't want to smile, but in the moment, just try to smile by putting a pen or a paper, something in between your mouth to lift up the zygomatic muscles. And
Yeah.
then it will tell the amygdala, the same brain, that please do not release hydrocortisol right now. She's happy. It's okay.
Yes. That brings a point too. I just wrote an article about ways that you can just kind of change your state for the day if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed. And one thing that I like to do is at the end of the day, I'll find something funny either on a little sitcom or on a YouTube or something so that I laugh and that there's happiness at the end of my day so that when I go to bed, I'm not taking, you know, ending my day with and avoiding the news and all of that kind of stuff. But um,
Right.
so what kinds of things let's just talk to the woman, not necessarily in the corporate setting, just in any kind of a setting, whether she's
Yeah.
an entrepreneur in corporate setting or, you know, being an amazing mom at home and navigating all the things that come along with that. What's maybe one or two simple things that someone can do to alleviate stress? We're going to experience stress in our life every single day.
Yeah.
But so how can we, we can't necessarily remove it, but how can we alleviate the effects of the stress to us?
Thank you for asking. This The list is endless, but I'll give three as you mentioned. So number one, I'll say, especially in the environment, again, I want you to remember that it's not just you, it's a whole lot of things going on around you, but you have to take care of you. And then be aware also of a point called acceptance, receiving and approving of others with kindness without judgment. So do your best, right, to just show kindness, because that is what you can give, and then give it wholeheartedly. And then number two, I'll say tolerance. Be broad and open-minded so that you can understand, you try as much as you can to understand others' preferences or whatever they're trying to do. That way, you are not thinking something that is not really true, because most of the times anxiety and stress and all those things is because you are misinterpreting something. You haven't asked the question. Oh, Michelle, why were you ignoring me 5 seconds ago? Oh, Patience, I was on a phone call and I was thinking of the answer, so I didn't want to forget. I had memorized some phone numbers, so I didn't want to forget, you know?
Yeah.
And the person was, oh my God, I thought you were mad at me. No. So wherever you are, whoever you are with in the personal life or professional life, be mindful of your environment and also respect, okay? Respect your own self first, like Michelle said. Do not dim your life for others. Just respect your life and respect their life. There is no competition. Anxiety, another word for anxiety is worrying. Worrying that someone is better than you, someone has something more. We are all to complement each other. Your spouse is there to compliment you. Your children, sometimes they try you just to bring the best out of you so you can find other ways to address the challenge. You get challenges so you can find solutions to them. So do not worry and try to go, am I a good parent? For you asking that question, you are. You are great. You are a great parent already.
Yeah.
So
And
those
there's
are the
no
three
like
things I
certain
want to.
mold that everybody gets to follow. Everything is so individual. You know, one of the things
Yes,
you said, one
exactly.
of your points there, is have you read the book The Four Agreements?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and that's one of the agreements is to not take things personally because, you know, as much as we like to think, you know, we are all that, we're not really all that all the time to everybody
Maybe not.
else. Our ego gets in the way sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True. So true.
So good. Oh my gosh, this has been so good. You know, like I said, with all of the women that I've been talking to and that I've talked and shared with you before, I could just go on and on for hours talking about and going deeper and deeper. And so, ladies, you in the audience, I hope you've been asking questions. I hope you've been taking notes. There's if you haven't yet and you want clarification on some things, go ahead and add them in the comment section. We'll get back and we'll respond to those questions that you have or those comments that you have. But if you want to go deeper with Dr. Patience and find out more, I invite you to up level your registration status to the VIP and just come along into this sisterhood and go deeper with all of the speakers. And we'd love to have you there. So, Dr. Patience, thank you so much for your time today. I know you've been busy, and you're a busy executive, you're a busy mom, you have kids that are doing amazing things and making their mark on this life too. So congratulations, and we just look forward to even more
Thank you.
in the group. And ladies, for you that are listening, invite you to continue to listen for the rest of the week and hear and glean more tips and tricks and nuggets on things that you can do to empower your life, to live your life the best you can. And if you need to redesign your life, and especially in the area of your lifestyle, jump in with both feet, figure it out on the way. There's support here within this community, and we will see you soon. All righty. Thanks, Dr. Patience. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.